Have you ever woken up in a quiet house and wondered, what did I even do yesterday? I have. Retirement. It feels like a reward, but sometimes it becomes a mirror. It reflects every little habit we once ignored. And honestly, I started to notice the habits I once thought were harmless were quietly stealing the best parts of my day. If you're already retired or just slowing down in life, take a breath with me, because there are 4 habits, common, invisible, and deeply embedded, that, if left unchanged, can quietly rob you of what matters most, your healthy time. I used to wake up, grab my phone, and scroll through the news and social media before even getting out of bed. Sound familiar? It started innocently enough, catching up on headlines, checking in with friends, but soon that little screen began to cast a long shadow over my day. The news, often filled with negativity, would set a somber tone. Social media, with its highlight reels, would stir up feelings of inadequacy. And just like that, my morning, my fresh start, was colored with anxiety and comparison. I realized I was handing over the reins of my day, my mood, to algorithms and headlines. So, I made a change. I started leaving my phone in another room at night, and in the morning, instead of reaching for that digital distraction, I reach for a cup of coffee and a good book. Now, I start my day at my own pace, with clarity and purpose. The birdsong outside my window is a better soundtrack than any news alert. And the stories I choose to read inspire me more than any social media feed. It's amazing how such a small shift can make such a big difference. Have you ever agreed to a dinner you didn't want just to avoid disappointing someone? I've done that too. For years, I prided myself on being the yes man, always available, always willing to lend a hand. But somewhere along the way, I started saying yes out of obligation, not genuine enthusiasm. And that's a recipe for resentment. Saying no felt like letting people down, like I wasn't being a good friend, a good husband, a good neighbor. But the truth is, saying no to what drains you allows you to say yes to what truly matters. It took me a while, but I started practicing saying no more often. Not with a harsh no, but with a gentle, I'm not really up for that right now, but thanks for thinking of me. Or, let me check my schedule and get back to you. These little phrases became my shield, protecting my time and energy for the things and people I truly cared about. And you know what? The world didn't end. In fact, it got better. I had more time for my hobbies, for meaningful conversations, for simply being present in my own life. One morning, after a heavy dinner and 2 glasses of wine, I woke up feeling like I had slept next to a campfire. My stomach was doing flip-flops, my head felt foggy, and honestly, I had zero energy. Sound familiar? I used to think I could get away with those indulgences, but as I got older, my body started sending me a clear message. Treat me better, or else. It wasn't about deprivation, but about respect. Respect for the only body I've got. So, I started making small shifts, swapping that second glass of wine for a sparkling water, trading the heavy pasta dish for grilled fish and vegetables. And you know what? It wasn't about willpower. It was about wanting to feel good again. And let me tell you, waking up with energy, with a clear head, ready to embrace the day, that's a reward worth working for. It's not about being perfect. It's about making choices that honor your well-being. Because when you feel good, you live better. I used to think, I'm retired. I don't need a schedule. But without structure, my days started to blend into each other. One long, formless blur. I'd find myself at 3 o'clock in the afternoon wondering where the time had gone, feeling a sense of unease settle in. That's when I realized that retirement isn't about abandoning structure. It's about designing a structure that serves you. So, I started simple. Every evening, I jot down a few things I wanted to accomplish the next day. Not a rigid to-do list, but a gentle guide. A morning walk, a visit to the bookstore, maybe an hour in the garden. Having that simple list gave my days a sense of purpose, a rhythm. And at the end of each day, I'd take a few minutes to reflect. What brought me joy? What could I have done differently? It wasn't about judgment, but about awareness. Because awareness, my friends, is the first step towards positive change. Retirement is a chapter of possibilities, not an ending. It's a chance to rewrite your story, to live with intention, to savor the simple joys. It's about reclaiming your time, your health, your joy. Some say retirement is for resting. And I agree, but not resting into nothingness. Rest into reflection. Rest into intentional living. You don't need to fix everything overnight. Just start with one change. Turn off the news for 30 minutes. Say no once. Walk for 10 minutes. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Every habit is a vote for the kind of life you want to live. And every day you wake up, that vote is still yours to cast.